All right, Brad, take us through the decision to play for the win with a potential draw to force an extra.
Yeah, I know. We're always going to play for the win there, I think. We know the odds are stacked against us. Playing Scotland in an extra end, especially when Bobby Lammy makes every double peel in the world. And, he's very, very good at that. So, hey, we were close. We fought and battled all the way till the end. I thought we were really resilient throughout that game. And I'm proud of us for being that way. The scoreboard, with the force deuce, that's tough to come back from. And we did make a nice double in 7 to keep ourselves in that game. But we just needed to be a little bit more precise today. We weren't our sharpest. We weren't our best. I think our best up against that team and their best, I do think we win. But that wasn't what we had today. And they were stronger than us, especially the first 6 or 7 ends. We tried. What can I say? We fought, we battled, we tried. They were better than us today. But we're gonna, regroup here and come out and try to get ourselves on the podium and get a bronze medal.
How much was time pressure a factor at the end there, Brad?
Yeah, a little bit. The time clock, it's. I'm pretty honest about the clock. I mean, we've been good on time all week, but when you get into a big game like that and you're trying to not make any mistakes because you really have to limit the mistakes as best you can. You start to think a little bit more, and when you're thinking more, the clock starts to tick down. And both teams were a little bit tight on time there at the end, right? So that's kind of how these games go, and I wasn't surprised.
Brad, this team has always talked about building and growing and evolving.
Yep.
You win the Brier this year, you get to this point, now
Yep.
you have a bronze medal game. What would it mean in the progression of building towards what you want to be the big one? What would that bronze medal represent in this journey for this team?
Well, the reality of international curling now, and with how good all of the teams are, long gone are the days where Canada is just owning like gold and silver in international play. Hey, we fought, we tried, we were doing everything we could to try to win the Worlds this week. It just, for whatever reason, it wasn't meant to be. But make no mistake, we're going to try to fight hard tomorrow against China. We want to get ourselves on the podium and hold our heads high and win our last game here. And we're going to fight hard for Canada to do that.
One more game here this weekend, but just what's the atmosphere been like for you guys out here in Moose Jaw?
It's been amazing. It's probably been one of the most, if not the most memorable weeks of our lives for curling. And they were fantastic today. And hopefully we can give them another good game tomorrow and something to cheer lots for tomorrow.
Brad, you said coming into this one, nobody was hungrier than you.
Yep.
I guess, is there disappointment knowing that you go another year without winning that World Championship, putting that towards your name?
Oh, there's always disappointment when you lose. We're not pleased to lose, but if you play the game long enough and you give yourself enough chances, hopefully you can get your fair share of wins. But one thing that's a guarantee is you will lose more than you win, and that's everybody in sport. So I think what's more important is what we can learn from this, how we can bounce back, and we want to hold our heads high here. We have nothing to be too disappointed about or ashamed of or anything like that. We fought hard for Canada, and we're going to fight hard tomorrow. And I'm proud of my team for everything they've done so far.
Okay, Bruce, an emotional day for a team that had to came down to the last rock in the first one and this one. Talk about the resolve of this team to come up clutch in the big moments.
Yeah, I think it comes down to experience as well for us. Like, we've been in this situation a few times and we've obviously had to battle through. We've maybe not had our best week, but we definitely had our best games today against Sweden and against Canada. So yeah, that's exactly the making of this team. It's like we worked really hard.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm going back here. Did it surprise you with their last call at the end that they didn't go for the draw?
No, it didn't surprise me. I think stats say like if you have to back yourself to make the tough shot to win or steal the extra, it's probably a bit of a 50-50 at that point. But yeah, I think you're always, as a skip, you always want to kind of make the shot to win rather than rely on a miss from the opponent.
It's probably a compliment to your team too, right? Because he knew how tough you guys are in extra innings.
Yeah, like we've played Brad so many times, like, we have the same respect for them as I'm sure they have for us.
Bruce, about 24 hours ago, you stood in that exact spot and told me you were close to your A games. What was it about your belief in this team that led you to believe you could do that today against two Titans?
I think, as I've said, like, that experience was obviously there for us. Like, we've had situations like this before in like Europeans or Scottish championships, but just being in front of an amazing crowd today was maybe a bit different. Like, we obviously get a lot from their energy, and even though they're cheering against us most of the time, I think like the Scottish fans really created a good atmosphere with the kind of rivalry, but it's all in good faith, I think.
Thanks, everyone. We'll get one more.
Yeah, sorry, Bruce. What's going through your mind? How do you bounce back from that shot that Brad made in the 7th that the roof felt like it was going to come off of this place? So what was going through your mind, and how do you as your team bounce back from that high? That was probably the highest emotion we felt in the rink all week.
Yeah, like, I enjoyed that moment. Like, I know it didn't go great for us and Brad made an amazing shot, but it's so cool to experience that in an arena, in a world championship in Canada. And curling doesn't always get that support. So yeah, it was an amazing shot, and yeah, I just enjoyed the moment.
Ben, as disappointing losses go, I imagine that's up there.
Yeah, disappointed, but not disappointed in the way we played. Two of the best teams in the world duking it out, and they made a couple more than us today. But the circumstances make it disappointing, but not disappointed in how we played this week, how we represented our country, and I'm proud of my teammates, and it's not going to change my life. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not. If we would have went out and laid an egg and played terrible, I'd probably be fuming, but played well, and they made a couple more shots than us, and they're a good team, and it's 50-50 when we play them for a reason. They're a good team, and almost had them. Just kind of pinched a little bit there at the end for time. Kind of had to rush a couple of shots and calls, but yeah, we played good. We took a big step this year as far as our team, and I think gave us a lot of belief for next year, with our ultimate goal, represent Canada at the Olympic Games and winning those trials. And so, winning those trials, winning the Brier gives us good belief that we can do that again. And if we play like this, we're going to have a good chance at an Olympic medal if we get there. To see that this is a tough field, and we went 11-1 in the round robin, and then lost today to the same team. So, and both of those games came down to the last shot in 10. So, not really as disappointed as you might think I might be. But yeah, you want to win and get here tomorrow. The crowd was behind us, and that would have been sweet. Couple big roars, which was nice, but they played a good game.
Benny, I know how special and maybe at times emotional it's been here to be back home for Worlds. What would it mean to go and finish this thing strong in a bronze medal game, which can sometimes be tough to play, let's be honest, but to finish strong here at home?
You want to win it. You want to win your last game. Win your last game of the season for sure. And we lost the bronze game in Pyeongchang Olympics because we were so disappointed about losing that semi. And I regret not being as super focused and dialed for that, because bronze is gold or bust for Canadian curling. But we're gonna come out tomorrow and we're gonna win the bronze game. We're gonna play good, and we're gonna play. Yeah, we'll be ready for that game.
What's it say about this team? You mentioned the steps you guys took year one here to reach this point already.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, that's why we built the team. That's why we wanted to get Brad, and me and Mark might not be playing too much longer after next year. We'll see. So, we got a great team. We got all the tools. We got a great skip, amazing third, good sweeping. We got our support staff with Paul and everybody that helps us do what we do, and it's good building block for next year for our ultimate goal. And this is just one step along the road.